Welcome everybody. My name is Jerry. This is going to be a weekly review of the positions that I held this week in the stock market. Now, some of you that may have been watching my video before, you know that I've been holding ARLP, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but on the upper right hand corner of the screen there, you'll see that I'm up $1,000. Well, $1,001.93. So it's been a very good run so far with ARLP, and I'm going to stick with it. You'll notice in the middle of the screen there's a yellow triangle there, and this is basically an ascending triangle, okay? And usually you'll see at the left side of that triangle as the pricing coming into that triangle is actually moving upward, okay? So when you get this kind of triangle and the pricing is moving upward going into the triangle, then as it gets closer and closer to the right side of the triangle, and the triangle's getting narrower and narrower, chances are there's gonna be a breakout to the upside. Now that doesn't always happen, but so we'll be keeping a close eye on this. Looks like momentum's getting up there pretty high on the stochastic momentum index, and the forecaster, is showing that maybe it's running out a little gas here. We'll see what happens. But this stock, I've been talking about this stock for a while. I'm going to continue to hold it. I do think it's, like I said before, many times before, I think there's 18 to 20, maybe even $25 price forecasted for this stock. I think there's a long way to go for this stock. It's going to do really, really well. Okay, now let's look over at another stock I took a position on today this week was HOG, which of course is Harley Davidson. Now I have a small position going on here of only about 40 shares, and for the week I'm down $40. Now I'm still holding these 40 shares, obviously, as you can see here on the right side of the screen, and I took a small position for a reason, because I felt like the timing was a little bit off. And Friday you can see that there was a pullback, and there's a yellow line there, and that's kind of my resistance, okay, where I think there's going to be some resistance there. So I'll be watching that carefully. I'll continue to hold this position. This stock is, I'm going to estimate, probably forecasted to like maybe $52 to $55, maybe as high as $60 before month's end here in June of 2021. So for me personally, if it gets up to the above $52, somewhere in that area, I'll probably close out the position for a nice little profit. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Now for the inflation watch, I'm going to call it the inflation watch. A lot of indicators have been suggesting there's going to be a lot of serious inflation coming into the world economy, and of course domestic USA as well. Keep an eye on crude oil, of course the S&P 500, iron ore and steel, and even looked at some gold this week, kind of as a gauge, and the U.S. dollar, and corn for the grains, and all of them across the board are suggesting inflation. So, like I mentioned this before, it isn't just one or two commodities, there or indexes that are showing there might be inflation. They're all showing a potential for serious inflation. So that's why you see me, fairly large position in ARLP, because, well, that's a coal stock. And if you haven't heard my previous videos, coal is what makes the steel and iron ore furnaces burn. That's the fuel they use to burn those furnaces, okay? And this ARLP is the price is so suppressed, I think that things just got so much undervalued. It's just gonna do really, really well. Now, before I wrap up this video, a couple things. One, first of all, if you don't mind, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really appreciate that, and give me a thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube channel. But I also want to mention that I'm going to put a video out here pretty soon, maybe even my next video, where I'm going to talk about how to properly allocate your margin account. Okay, I see a lot of people have their margin accounts, which is great, but they have it all in cash. And I'm going to give you a little secret about brokerages, okay? They're not too keen on your asset class being cash, okay? And I'm going to talk about a better way for you. Where do you park your cash instead of just having it sitting in your margin account in cash? Where do you actually park it? and then how do you leverage that to make trades. Okay, so look for that video. It's going to come up. I think it's going to help a lot of people, and it's going to really do you some justice, because a lot of brokerage firms, believe it or not, it's not really very well known, but a lot of brokerage firms would rather see you have securities when you're trading against margin rather than cash. It makes a big difference, and I'll go into a little bit of that about how you're going to set that up and how you can really make a little bit of residual income while you're leveraging something other than cash to make your trades. Okay, that's how I do it. It works really well. I earn some extra bucks along the way while I'm doing that. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed the video today, and we'll talk to you all soon again next time.